Welcome back to Marty's Tying Bench. Today I'm tying a purple haze, a little parachute fly that incorporates a color that's pretty popular. This is tied on I'm tying this one on a size 16 hook, a dry fly hook. This one happens to be barbless and short shanked, but you tie it on whatever size you can match your hackle to. I've got a purple thread, and an 8/0 seems to work better. I'm going to start this thread an eye length or so behind the eye, about the place that I'm going to put my yarn post. For tail material, I've got moose body hair, and I'm going to place that so that it's the length I want, maybe a little shorter than the shank length. Tie it down. Keep these wraps smooth as a surface for the body material. I'm going to loosen the wraps a little bit as I get to the back so that those hair fibers don't splay too much. I've got some Widows Web, any kind of poly yarn. Calf body hair is the neatest, but it's a little harder to work with, and the yarn works just fine. I'm going to put this thread right where I want that post and make just 2 wraps, one right on top of the other, and pull that back, and you'll be able to eyeball it from fly to fly to get it pretty much where you want it. We're going to get just enough bundling wraps here to start a post and keep that yarn tamed. Now we've got some spandex. The original material was Montana fly material called Wonder Wrap, but any sexi-floss, flex floss is going to work. And I'm going to lay that down and catch it with just a loose wrap, and then kind of stretch it to where I want it to start, and tie back to just above where the barb would be. And check, you're going to end up with a stray here and there of the Widow's Web. And we're just going to wrap this as a segmented body. I got modest tension on this. You see that little gap that I've left right behind? That's going to get filled up with dubbing anyway, so I'm going to secure it with a couple of turns. Now the spandex is notorious for squirting out from underneath your wrap, so I'm going to take that and bend it around the post and stretch it a little bit and tie it down. That'll kind of lock it in, and it'll let you cut your spandex pretty close. Alright, now I've got a couple of saddle feathers. I've matched them up so that they reach back just to the back of the body, maybe to the hook. Small seems to, it just looks better to me. I've trimmed or pulled the fibers off of the tips, and I'll just hook those under the eye to catch them and get a couple of wraps, and then pull it until those stubs won't obstruct the eye. And then I'm just going to lift it up along the post and go back up. I'll make 3 or 4 wraps, and then I'll pull it tight. 3 or 4 more. And then come on back down. Now ideally you still want a little bit of stem without barbs sticking out. That'll let you get your wrap started more neatly. Now for dubbing, any kind of purple will do. I've got a frog's hair dubbing, but you can use ice dub, you can use any kind of purple. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it. Not really very much. And this is going to create just a tiny bit of a thorax there. Don't need a big bulb or anything. Actually, I will put just a little bit more. I want that thorax to be bigger than the abdomen. And this will also stand up your parachute a little bit. Okay, now here's where you need to learn how to manipulate those feathers so that you get the colored side to the top. You're going to tie this the way you like to tie parachutes. Some people tie it with the curved side up. I like the curved side down. 1, 2, 3. If I do any more, it's going to start making that thing turn into a puff ball. So I'm going to stop right there and get a couple of turns underneath the parachute but above the ends, and then I'm going to go underneath, and these thread wraps are going to stay down and get under any fiber you see, which will lift them back up, and that'll give us a pretty good parachute. Now I got purple thread, so it won't show up if I just jump it forward and get it onto the eye of the hook. And tie my whip knot right behind the eye. Pull that post back up, and everything's back to parachute shape. And I keep this kind of short. I want it to be about the same length as the fibers on the parachute itself. Simple little tie. Very, very effective. Have fun with this one.